Okay, it says we're live.
Okay, you're live. I'm gonna, as I grab a sip of water. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
So this is a first. We are live with our CLCI class from this weekend. They are on lunch right now, so this is kind of amazing. I am going to turn it over to Jerome for a moment so I can handle some things, and Jerome's going to talk to you about why we're doing this live today.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to another day of, let me go ahead and spotlight myself really quickly. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 4 of our 21-day live challenge here at CLCI. We're tuning in for day 4 for a special, like Brooke mentioned, mid-class live session, which is our first time doing this, and it's exciting. We've got some participants with us. They've been so kind to volunteer part of their lunch to actually go ahead and join us today. And we are going to be actually helping them out with what we're working on today in class, which is our elevator pitches. To explain a little bit, if you're not 100% familiar with our challenge here, what we're asking is for you or a friend or both of you guys together to go ahead and actually post that link at least a minimum of 1 minute worth of a video. And then you can go ahead and whatever you'd like, whatever it may be, just get it out there and then go ahead and hashtag CLCI Live, or you can go ahead and tag us for the video. Also, you can go, we more so than that encourage actually going live just as we are doing now. So as similar as you would do with the video, all you'd have to do is hashtag CLCI Live or tag us at certifiedcoachlifeinstitute.com. And then that would be how we tally entrances. And what are the entrances for? Those are actually at the end of the live challenge, which will be October 1st. The following Tuesday on the 6th is when we'll actually go ahead and on our live stream here that we do regularly on Tuesdays, we're going to pick the winner, and the winner will receive $300 worth of marketing credit, which can be dispersed to you, your business, and we'll be glad to help you with that disbursement as well. So really excited. We're day 4. Just getting our feet wet, so we still got a long ways to go. And I'll turn it back over to Brooke.
I should also mention, so we're going to do, whoever we choose the winner to be, we're going to do a spotlight around them and their business. And then that spotlight will be run as an ad for you guys as well. And we'll also do a blog post, which will go onto our website as well, which in doing that, what's amazing about that is we have a ton of traffic through our website. So you're going to get, and you'll get an email as well. So it's a really good opportunity to promote your business at no cost to you. All you have to do is get live, which is fun, honestly. You mentioned that we want a minute video is the minimum we're looking for, ideally.
Correct. At minimum. We'd like for you guys to go a little crazier than that. Do a 3, 4, 5, 10, you know. Really, though, it's the whole purpose is just, again, to get your feet wet and get started on something that you may not be necessarily comfortable with yet.
So today, before we come on, we're gonna talk to these wonderful people about class and about what they've been working on. You guys were working on your elevator pitches prior to this, right? So first and foremost, why don't we have everybody sort of introduce themselves and give us your elevator pitch if you can. So let's start. I'm gonna just go around here. So let's start with Lily. She's like, oh no, me.
Hey. So my elevator pitch is currently geared towards leadership. So it's I partner with leaders to bridge the gap so they can reach their full potential.
Very nice. Okay. And then we will come back to everybody. We'll just do the pitch right now. Geeta?
Hi, Brooke.
Hi.
So my pitch goes like this. I empower educational leaders and business managers to master different leadership styles to successfully lead their teams.
Okay. Amina, or is it Amina? Did I pronounce it correctly? Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Amina, and my pitch is I connect female change makers to a global process where change happens faster.
Okay. I'm just taking notes really quick. So next up we have Bonnie.
Hi, everyone. My elevator pitch so far is I build confidence using majestic horses in the here and now.
Okay. Next up, we have Carla.
Hi, mine is I increase confidence in professionals to advance their careers.
Okay. And then now we'll go to May.
Hi, I'm May. I support seniors to transition to the next chapter.
Okay. And then Queena.
I help people 31 to 56 find their purpose so they can thrive in life.
Very specific. I like the age range there. And last but not least, Dara. You're muted. Muted.
I guide people through inner and outer spiritual transformations.
Okay. So I've heard them all. And I'm going to go through and sort of we'll do a quick work with each of you guys. And I did notice some things about each of your pitches that I'll give you a little feedback and then we'll talk through it. Does that work for you guys?
Mhm.
So let's start with Lily, where we began. Read it one more time for me.
I partner with leaders to bridge the gap so they can reach their full potential.
Okay, so one thing I'm going to do for you, right? I would like you to get even more specific. So when you say leaders, what kind of leader are you supporting?
Well, in particular, like management level, like they're running a location.
Okay, so you're talking in business. So you're thinking business leaders, business management, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you may want to, I mean, at a minimum, make sure you're targeting and getting very specific with that. Everybody, the narrower the audience. Nobody wants to, everybody's like, I could help. That is, the inclination is to help everyone, but your time and your money doesn't go to I mean, you want to spread yourself really thin, or you want to take all of your resources and focus them. And the beauty of that too, is you can become a master of something, right? And whatever that may be. And by becoming the master of this one thing, which to this one group of people, it will then help you garner trust when you can expand and when you're in a place to expand. So you master one, and so that you can branch later. And then by virtue of having that mastery, you then have a layer of trust for anything else you put out. So that's really why it's so important. Another reason why it's so important to really niche yourself. So what kind of, I want to get even a little more specific with you. So you're talking about management. Are they male? Are they female? Are they, what age range?
Wow. So we have to pick a gender?
I mean, not necessarily, but that does. So the reason for that being is, okay, if I am building a website, right, and I'm going to look at color psychology, I'm going to look at all these things, there are certain choices you can make that will speak to a masculine energy over a feminine energy. Mind you, that's not to say that you won't be getting different genders, without a doubt. You will, because Dan is a great example. Dan tends to attract business women who have a more masculine energy, or businessmen that have a more feminine energy, and that tends to be his clientele. And so it's just a matter of, you'll start to learn that, and it'll really change and develop. So what kind of business are they in? How about that?
Okay, so I think well, the reason why I was building mine in particular is because my first step in all of this is actually going to be internal coaching in my organization now.
Oh, that's amazing. So what kind of organization are you in now?
It's in pest control and lawn and ornamentals.
About how many employees?
Over 600, just over 600.
Okay, so that really says a lot to who you're marketing to, because if I'm a startup and I have 10 employees, I'm a totally different manager than I am somebody who has 600 employees, right? So you're going to want to sort of tailor yourselves to those bigger groups, and just really think about that when you make your choices. I do like, though, how you're specific. Read the last part of the pitch for me really quick.
To bridge the gap so they can reach their full potential.
So what happens when I reach my full potential? What does that look like?
I guess it depend on what the agenda is.
Well, what are the outcomes of reaching your full potential? Is it, are you more profitable? Are you, do you have better customer service? Do you have a happier team? Do you have?
Yes, that's kind of where I was going with that is one of the goals that we have as an organization right now is engaging and retaining talent. And we're struggling with trying to get our leaders, our branch managers to engage and retain their talent.
So that right there, see how specific you got? That is very specific, but that is what we want. Because right now, I understand that so much better than reach my full potential. I understand engage and retain. So that's getting your management to stick around, to be like, that speaks to me so much more than reach your full potential, because reach your full potential is kind of out here, but you just got really specific as to what you do. So I would include that in your elevator pitch.
So instead of leaders, maybe branch managers?
Yes.
Okay.
Or just say, yeah, I like that.
Okay.
And then at the end, I would say to instead of reach their full potential, to engage and retain
their talent.
Their talent. Yeah. I love that. And see, it's much more specific, but it says exactly what you do. So
that's awesome. Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right. Up next, Geeta.
Okay, I am unmuted. Yes, Brooke, mine is I empower educational leaders and business managers. Probably I want to take out business managers to master different leadership styles to successfully lead their teams.
Okay, so you have two groups you're talking to. If you had to pick one,
it would be educational leaders.
Okay, so then I would just stick to educational leaders for now. And then if business come as a side effect, that's wonderful. But for now, I would focus your attention then on the educational leaders. So then talk to me, read after the educational leaders portion.
Okay, to master different leadership styles to successfully lead their teams.
Okay, and what is the result of successfully leading a team? What does that look like? What happens when I'm leading my team successfully?
They work collaboratively. Actually, I had the phrase through change, but my team felt that I could knock that off. To lead, to successfully lead their teams through change.
Through change. Again, though, I have the same question. What comes as a result of successful leadership? What are the outcomes?
I was thinking, usually in schools or colleges or any other organization, teams don't work collaboratively together because the leader is not good with different styles, leadership styles. So if they knew with whom to apply what kind of a leadership style, so if the top management leader knew all sorts of different kinds of leadership styles, they'd know which to apply with whom, and they'd get the best out of that employee. I don't want to call them subordinates. So, and right now, change is the order of the day because of COVID and everything.
So what I'm hearing is adaptive, kind of, to basically you teach them a skill set that allows for them to lead adaptively, lead based on whoever they have, so they can. So as a result of that, when everything's going and they're able to communicate with, well, I'm giving you the answers here. What coming as a result of that leadership, how is their team operating in a better space? Like what is their team, how have they improved? In what ways?
There would be more collaborative relationships, and they'll be able to achieve the organization's vision.
With more ease or quicker or something along those lines. So if you can get a little, I'm going to ask you while I work with somebody else, sort of start to pepper in those results at the very end of that for me. And then we'll come back and I'll have you read it again. where incorporate that more collaborative and that the adaptive if you can, and then to achieve goals and things like, because we want to talk results, because that's what really speaks to people is what they're going to get essentially. So
I get you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, I'm going to skip over to Carla.
Hi, I'm Carla. So my pitch is I increase confidence in professionals to advance their careers. So as you were speaking to the other ladies, I thought that I really want to reach women 50 and older.
Okay, great.
Women who own their own businesses.
Love it. Which is amazing. There's such a good group for that, because there's so many groups out there that are women entrepreneurs supporting women entrepreneurs that you can get your foot in the door with. It's a beautiful niche to go for. So
I want to help with their I'm not going to make the decision for them, but decision making with boundaries, but that's the particular group that I'd like to work with.
Okay, so read me your pitch one more time, but this time I want you to say business women entrepreneurs over the age of 50 at the start, instead of
increase confidence in women entrepreneurs over 50 to advance their careers or to advance their businesses.
And I'm going to ask you the same question. You're all going to get this. What comes as a result of advancing my business?
The first thought is profits.
Profits, absolutely. That's huge.
Profits, a broader audience or more customers.
Expansion, yeah.
Expansion, okay. Expansion.
Or growth. So that's what, if I love where you're going. I work with women or empower women entrepreneurs over the age of 50 to, I don't remember the exact way you worded it there.
Oh, to advance to advance their careers or to advance their businesses.
Yeah, I would say instead of advance their businesses, I would say to become more profitable, expand their businesses, and give a third something in there.
Personal satisfaction.
Yeah, okay. I like some personal satisfaction. That's a good one. I just had a client that big part of her niche. She was just marketing to dentists, dental practice owners, and hers big part of it was achieving balance between the work life and the home life, so you can enjoy both. When you're a business owner, it's really kind of hard to do sometimes. So
okay, great.
So work on that. We'll come back and I'll have you read it again in a few minutes.
Okay.
All right, Amina. Right, you're typing. Okay, I'll leave you be. I'll go skip over. I'll go to Adair.
I guide unfulfilled people through inner and outer transformations, empowering them to create their dream life.
Okay, so unfulfilled people is kind of out here. We gotta.
I know. I mean, I added unfulfilled. So that was my attempt at struggling, because in my head, like, I can say who I think could benefit most from my coaching, but I'm actually certified for over 6 years and through you guys, and so I'm doing the pressure. And I've noticed that my following and the people that are booking me is not.
So you have a totally different, and that's fine. That's okay, because like Dan's original, this is where we start. We start here, but then the reality is, the truth of this whole thing is you're going to start marketing here, but your energy is going to draw in a certain kind of person. It just is, and that may not be, because we all usually start from a self place. Our first client is ourselves. It does change a lot of times. It really does, and so that's the key, is listening and noticing who is actually drawn to your energy, because it may not be who you think it is. So who is your clientele then? Because let's market to them.
And that's what I was trying to think of. What do all the people have in common that really follow me? Is they're unfulfilled in their life.
Okay, so let's try this then. I have a quick exercise with you. Do me a favor and close your eyes. And I want you to think about all of your clients, and I want you to think about the first time that they hired you, that first session, that first time you're meeting them. what do they tell you in their own words that is common between each of them? What are they saying? What words are coming forward that each of them have in common and say to you in those initial sessions, those initial meetings?
Most people are attracted to me because of my light.
Okay.
So they'll say, you know, I guess they're looking for their light. They're looking for their purpose.
Okay.
They're looking for they want to be happy, and they've come to the conclusion that happiness is an inside job and that they're responsible for their happiness. So they're conscious enough to know that they're responsible for their own happiness, but they don't know how to embrace their light. They don't know how to get off of the hamster wheel and to start living their life.
So it sounds, so where are they at in their life journey? Like, where would you, if you had to say, like, on their journey in life, like, and it's not a matter of age.
Clients are in that they're wanting they're wanting a transition, but they haven't done it yet. They're like stuck in the mud.
They're stuck in the mud. And then now you can't find any common, are they all a certain, do they all have the same, you know, monetary bracket? Are they all the business owners? Are they age ranges? Are they just really that far and few between?
Kind of are. And a lot of my clients are foreign. They're overseas.
Okay.
I've gotten clients from either them meeting me in person or followers on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay. Well, so then let's talk about this then. When you sell yourself and you talk to people about, how do you do that? When I just talk to me like you're, you know, we're just meeting, what do you do for a living?
Well, it depends on what realm we are in, kind of how Ray was saying. I mean, I've actually that I talk to dead people. Sometimes I go for the comic things. Sometimes I just say, like, I want a feedback. So I'll say, I do inner and outer transformations, because I want you to say, what does that mean? Once the interaction. So, I mean, that's a little different than an elevator pitch, obviously.
Yeah.
Because that substance situation, I'm looking for more interaction. So I can dive more into,
so you can get in, yeah, absolutely.
Dive more into it. I don't want like a shallow surface area.
So you're very specific with how you're doing one-on-one primarily. You're not going to be doing as much group coaching or big groups of people. You're more of a
particular, what I'm working on right here. Yes. I mean, I create coursework and I do motivational speaking and I do all that. So, but for this elevator pitch, I'm focusing on coaching clients on one-on-one.
Okay, so what I'm going to encourage you to do is get specific with your process in this. Get specific with what you do in your. So what I do is I coach people one-on-one, or however you want to word that, and then speak to those seeking a transition or a change that don't know how. So that guidance aspect, perhaps, and then speak to the results at the end. And what they gain as a result of the work with you. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Up next, Queena.
Hi.
Hi. We're almost through. We're gonna get there. We'll get to everybody. I have faith in us. Okay, Queena, I'm ready for you.
Okay. I help people 31 to 56 find their purpose so they can thrive in life.
Okay, so you're good with the age range. I see that. 56, find their purpose so they can thrive in life. I will say it's a little general for me. So I would love to narrow what kind of people, what kind of purpose are they, what are they doing with their day-to-day lives? What is their world like? You know, who are you speaking to more specifically?
I'm not gender specific. I deal with male or female.
Okay.
And the name of my company is Coach You. So I try to find out what a person's purpose is and help them arrive to their utopia.
So you are basically helping people define their purpose and process really is what you're doing, and then figure out the steps to accomplish whatever goal or purpose they maybe have not yet to fulfill. So it's people who have yet to find their purpose really is who you're helping.
Yes.
Right.
Mhm.
And then again, I think you're going to be a little bit like Dara then, where you're going to want to talk to your process a bit in your pitch, about how it is that you do that. Because if you are the more general, then what I'm going to have you get specific on is your process. So I will help you by coaching you, or by, you know, narrowing your focus and you know, identifying action steps, something along those lines, so that you are able to reach your purpose. Or if your process is more about discovering your purpose, or if it's a two-part process. So if you're going to go more generic there, then I would go more specific in your process. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. So try to include some of your process in the pitch if you can, and then we'll have you read it one more time. And then we'll go to Amina, and then May, and I think that's everyone. Oh wait, Bonnie, we haven't done Bonnie yet either. Mute.
Thank you so much. I connect female change makers to a global process where change happens faster.
Okay, female change makers. And that's any woman who wants to make a change. Or is it
That's me incorporating why I have to say women, even though I work with men.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, you don't necessarily have to say women. I mean, but
I'm okay with female change makers.
Okay, with female change makers. What kind of change are they making?
No, I connect female change makers
to a
global process.
Okay.
Where change happens faster.
So, okay, how many people here understand what that is and what that looks like? Because I it's kind of, again, one of those things where I don't tangibly understand it. So if we can get more, bring it down to earth, you know, like because I mean, this is very common. This is what everybody does. So what is the global process, or what is that? How does that connection happen? And what are the results out of that? You know,
sure.
Just so that I can understand it, because right now it's general and out here, and it's big, and that can be overwhelming, and I don't know if I fit into that realm.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Thank you. Helpful feedback. So I had gotten to this through lots of scribbles, including a global perspective, community leaders, emergent strategy. And then I realized it's just about showing up to the places where change happens in a way that's authentic and connected to a sisterhood of accountability.
So
those are
authenticity, accountability, connectivity. Those came out to me, and you also sounded very much a little impassioned when you started to, so that tells me that's where your light is. So I would include those in your pitch. No, you don't want to.
No, my light is in not being too expansive. Like the feedback you've given me, I've received dozens of times. You're like, girl, you got big ideas, bring it down here. So I'm like actually trying to only work with people with big ideas, right? Like the people who come to me are the ones that are like, I am crazy enough to think I got to change the world, so help me.
Amen.
Let's do it together. You
Just
know?
how you said that. So I understand that. Do you understand? This is what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that you need to change your process. What I'm saying is that you need to speak to me like you just spoke to me. I speak to people who are crazy, or I work with people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world. And I help them do that.
Yeah.
And that's really what you got to say, because now I understand
diminish myself in that. It's
and
not about them being crazy.
I'm like, okay, I'm going to work with you
resources.
because I'm one of those crazy people. So let's do this.
No, that's helpful, because I'm definitely not working with crazy people, which is why I never put women in my tagline before today's work. But yes, like I hear you, and what I'm not communicating clearly, because it's not about. This is helpful, because it's about having resources to change things. It's about having, like, I want to work with industry leaders willing to put their balls on the line for their children's livelihood as opposed to their dividends.
Yeah, you're risk takers. And people who think outside of the box. People who are view the world differently than everybody else, or are willing to take a chance. I mean, that's who you and I love that. Those are my people. So,
yeah, right.
And now I understand. When you first said it, it was like, I have no clue. But when you said, I speak to people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world, I connected with that immediately. So, and that's because I could understand it. So it's not about changing what you want to do. It's about bringing the words to a place where people understand what they are and what that means. And that a lot of times is just getting really basic and simplifying down to how you talk to yourself. And that's how you should just put it out there, because that's what people will connect with. Because our inner dialogue is not, in like fancy schmancy land in any way. Our inner dialogue is usually very basic and primal. And here's one of the things I always say: you have to appeal to the animal first and the human second. So the first thing you need to do is appeal to our reptilian brain, the part of our brain that is animal, and that is a very simple part. That is an emotional punch them in the face, and then use the human side to like keep them there. But that you want to just get that really quick emotional imprint is what I call it. Like, you want to imprint them on them emotionally, and do so simple, because that's what our emotional side understands: simplicity. We understand fear, we understand anger, but big concepts go right over our animal brain side. So and that's who you really have to appeal to first. It makes most of our decision making. So
thank you.
You're welcome. We'll give you an applause. I do that too. That's funny. So all right, next up we have May. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Mine, at first I said seniors, but I changed it because I was somewhere between. But to support retirees age 65 plus to transition to a new chapter, that's what I had. But I know what you're going to ask me is, what is that new chapter all about? I think that's what you're going to be asking me.
I think that, well, and I like what you're saying. I don't think you need to necessarily say 65 plus. Actually, I think you can just say retirees. I think maybe talk to the transition, because it's about transitioning into that new space, right? And then what was the last part? You're the very end of that?
That was it.
No, just read the last little bit of your pitch.
New chapter.
New chapter.
But the reason I said 65 because people retire at much earlier ages from military, for health reasons, and I wanted to kind of zero in on the older group.
Then keep the 65 plus in there. Absolutely. I like it. I don't change what you have, but I would add at the end to make their new chapter what, and give them whatever that result is. It's a new chapter, but that's sort of a blank page. What kind of new chapter are they going to have?
And I looked at several areas because I thought some people transition to jobs, to purposeful employment, some to volunteer positions, some to hobbies. So I said purposeful life. I don't know, that's too vague. Marketable skills. I don't know how to put it.
Ultimately, what do you want their new chapters to be like? What on an emotional level will they be experiencing?
Let me say this, if you don't mind. I have lots of people that I come in contact with. They're 65 plus. A lot of them are well educated, have been employed for many years. And they say to me, we want to be like you, because I retired in 2004 and I'm still actively, purposefully, happily, joyfully employed.
So those are your words right there. Wait, happily, purposefully, actively. So to make their new chapters happy, full of purpose, and active.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Bonnie, are you ready?
I think so. Can you hear me? I have already changed this 7 times listening. I am all over the place, so I definitely need your expertise. I build confidence in individuals using horses to conquer fears and put balance back in lives.
Okay, read it one more time for me.
I build confidence in individuals using horses to conquer to conquer fears and put balance back in lives.
Okay, so you're kind of the opposite. The end of years, I understand better. What I don't have clarity on is individuals and forces, those two words. So what kind of individual?
Well, I do work with children and adults, anyone that's had something traumatic, you know.
Trauma. Okay, so that I work with victims of trauma or survivors of trauma, because I hate, you know what I mean, as one, I don't want to, I never want to be called a victim. So, so survivors of trauma or anything of that nature, something that speaks to them being beyond it, right? And then explain forces for me.
Oh, horses.
Horses. Oh, you use your equine therapy. Yes, I remember you. We talked on the phone. Hi.
Oh, beautiful. I loved you. Yes, I use horses.
Yes, okay, well, that's very specific. I know now. But I would get, yes, you need to include that trauma. That is very important. And also it's important to include that they've made it past too in many ways. Like they're in a place where they want to move forward from it, right? And they're not, I mean, that's, as a coach, we teach that you have to be beyond that trauma space, right?
Okay, but some people think of trauma as, you know, you've lost a mother or someone was murdered, and trauma can be as little as anxiety over COVID.
It can be. That's why I say, one of the things I say, if a 2-year-old stubs his toe, it's the end of the world. Like you're not going to tell the 2-year-old that it's not the end of the world. He's crying his eyes out, and you can't diminish his pain and that trauma. He is experiencing it. So that can be interpreted a number of ways. I agree. But I think that anybody coming to you will know that they're in a space or that they are dealing with something that has happened, whatever that may be. So I think that trauma is still general enough and specific enough, you know, that you can use it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
All right. So, hi. I can't hear you, Ashley. Ashley's talking to us.
Okay. Sorry. Can I run it by you real quick, or are you done?
Yes, absolutely. We do a quick one, and then I'm going to have everybody who I said to go back. We'll reread them one more time, and then we'll call it done after that. So.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, and mine's fairly quick. I work with empty nesters to find their new life direction.
Empty nesters.
To help them find their new life direction.
What does new life direction look like?
Not boredom, joy out of life.
Okay. Any other results of not, like, what do I gain? What do I gain from that?
From hiring me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. New life direction. I mean, happiness, joy, fulfillment.
Happiness is huge. Yeah.
Fulfillment.
I like the word joy, though. People use a lot of happiness. I would suggest using joy. I don't often hear people, and I think joy paints a really pretty picture, quite honestly. So.
Okay, so like I work with empty nesters.
Too, and you that was a big one. Not be bored, right? You don't leave that out. Keep that in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you like to find their new life direction or their life direction? Because I think
it's new because they're up to this point, their direction has been, you know, being mom or dad or whomever. And then, now it's like, okay, they're gone. What do we do with ourselves? Right.
Right. Exactly. Mm-hmm. So, all right. So how would you?
Oh, people have been talking. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry.
Oh.
I just noticed we have comments, and I was like, oh no.
Oh, I like that. From boredom to joy. Camilla just wrote from.
Yes, to switch from boredom to joy. I love that. I love that.
So to find their new life direction from boredom to joy.
To change their new life direction from boredom to joy.
Love it. Mm-hmm. Change their new life direction from boredom to joy. Okay, perfect.
Or you can see that, yeah, or even their perspective, their new life perspective from boredom to joy.
Not direction.
Really, well, either way. I mean, I think it works either way. You can, but if you want to finesse it, you can. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Perspective. Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay, so really quick. Hi, Sue. Hello. Hi, Leslie. And Camilla. It's not, is it the same? Yeah, she's like, she's here. Did you want to read yours, Camilla? Or yeah, okay, well, go for it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't know if that was an option. So I've been listening the whole time and like playing a ton, just like Bonnie said, like it keeps changing. So I'm gonna I have two different ones, so I'm just gonna blend them together for the purpose of this work. I inspire soul-led beings to unleash their power in order to miraculously manifest their desires.
Okay, one more time for me.
I inspire soul-led beings to unleash their power in order to miraculously manifest their desires. Or shine their light, or
what comes as a result of shining my light, of unleashing my power? What do I gain?
So you create the life of your dreams.
That.
Oh, okay. So manifest your desires, create the life of your dreams. It's similar, and I don't know if it's specific.
Manifest your desires for me on a marketability level is still too out here, like ethereal land. Mind you, it's manifest your desires, but create the life of my dreams. Okay, that I can connect. Which ones do you guys connect with more? Manifest your desires or create the life of your dreams?
Create the life of your dreams, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then I had either shine your light, or I help them shine their light, or unleash their power.
I think I like both, but I think unleash their power kind of is a good punch. I mean, that's an emotional imprint, I think. Unleash their power makes me want to go, yeah. Yeah. Anybody else?
Unleash them. And then soul-led beings or soul-led women. I think Amina had mentioned something. I have male clients, but I do feel inspired to work with women.
So then do women, keep it women, and if men come, it's okay. I mean, that's fine. That's okay. Yeah, be specific though, if you can.
Is soul-led women, because my coaching leans towards spiritual, meditation.
That's why I wouldn't want you to change it. Keep that in there, because that says to me spiritual coach, and it speaks to everything else. And we know you're not doing business coaching from that inclusion. All right, so really quick, everybody, let's have you read through your pitches one more time. I'm going to start with Lily.
Okay, I partner with branch managers to bridge the gap so they can engage and retain their talent.
Beautiful. I love it. I know exactly what you do now. How do you, everybody else, you like it? All right, Geeta, you next.
I empower educational leaders to master adaptive leadership styles to help their teams work collaboratively towards achieving the organization's vision.
Okay, I like it. I think you could still word it down a little if you can. Just go through and edit a little bit. It's still a little verbose, so try to just edit if you can. Just edit it down just a smidge. But otherwise, you're on the way for sure. You are. So
thank you.
And then Bonnie, she's like, "Oh, you just went to me." Oh wait, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Do you hear me? Can you hear me now? I help trauma survivors build confidence using horses to conquer fears, put balance and joy back in their lives.
I like it. I like that. I like that a lot. Carla.
I increase confidence in entrepreneurial women over 50 to gain personal balance. I did have in there about their businesses profitable, but I really want to work with them on their personal balance to gain personal.
Okay. Really quick, what does my life look like when I have balance?
Balance meaning your home, your business, and if we go deeper, we can say marriage, children, your family life.
So I would say to achieve balance between their business, their personal, and their family, and as a result, they will be more satisfied. They will be more capable of thriving in all areas. Something along those lines. Still give them
Personal
that benefit at the end there. Mm-hmm.
Okay, the personal satisfaction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, Amina.
I connect game changers. I missed a piece that wasn't changing. No, that can say to mobilize their resources towards radical changes quickly.
Okay, I still want to work with you on it. Well, we'll talk more later, because I think we can do it. I mean, I see where you're going, but I think we'll work a little bit more on it later. We will. Okay.
Okay.
I'll track you down and we will. So,
okay.
But you're on the way for sure. And May.
To support retirees age 65 plus to transition to a new chapter, I said, resulting in satisfying, active, fulfilled lives, something like that.
I like it. I like you're on the way. You are absolutely on the way. But the nice thing is you're getting that benefit at the end so that people will understand what they gain and achieve by working with you. Because really, one other element in this is structurally, the last thing you say is what's really going to resonate and stick with them. And that's why we want that benefit to be at the end there, because it's what they're going to walk away with at the end of the day. So we emotionally imprint on them in the beginning, which I always say, we punch them in the face in the beginning. And then in the end, we leave them with, oh, this is what you'll gain from it.
I'm looking for a transition there, a connection there. So I say new chapters for satisfying, active, fulfilled lives, or a new chapter of.
I think the new chapter, you are describing the new chapter when you say active and all of that. So it's to make their new chapters those things, or to, it is, those are the adjectives of that chapter.
I got that, but my connective word is what I'm looking for.
Okay.
My preposition.
Okay, yes.
New chapters of blah, 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 or resulting in, or, I don't want it to be too verbose.
Read it one more time for me.
To support retirees age 65 plus to transition into new chapters or transition to new chapters, and then I'm looking for the word.
How about this? To support retirees age 65 plus in making their new chapters, or in transitioning to their new, in making their new their new chapters, and then list those three things.
Okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And then Camilla.
Thank you.
I inspire, wait, are there children present? No children present. Okay. I inspire soul-led women to unleash their motherfucking power and consciously create the life of their dreams.
Okay. I like the passion. I'll
bleep myself when there's children.
Oh, you are not the only one. I have a client that I'm very close to that I will curse in my advertising. That is just what's going to happen. So
I filter my
it's all you. It's your brand. Ashley.
Me, Ashley?
Uh-huh.
Oh, sorry, because there's two of us. If you're passionate about two different niches or niches, like one of mine is divorce and then the other one is the empty nesters, is it wise to do kind of your catch-all catchphrase? Like,
well, okay, so what's the commonality between divorce and empty nesters?
You can be both. But
yeah, but they're both, what are they both going through in that moment?
Life transition.
Like major transitions, major relationship and family related transitions. So okay. You ultimately, they're probably parents too, I would imagine, right?
Correct.
So you support parents going through transition.
Okay.
And you could say the transition of divorce or the transition of kids moving out, or something along those, or being an empty nester. But I think that you can it's I know we say narrow, but I think you can, by changing your verbiage from empty nester or divorcee to parent experiencing transition, or experiencing the transition of divorce and or empty nest syndrome, something along those lines. You can then be a little inclusive of both, because it's really parents going through transition is what you support.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, guys, I think we're done. Thank you so much for being. And we had a great. People watched the whole time too. Our numbers were decent this whole time. So thank you guys to everybody watching. Thank you guys for sharing your elevator pitches. And make sure you join. Post some lives afterwards and get some free advertising. And then on Tuesday we'll probably do another. So if you want to join us for our Tuesday live, we always welcome our class the Tuesday afterwards at 1 o'clock Pacific Standard. So Jerome, do you want to sign off?
You never cease to amaze me, Brooke. That was awesome. And again, like Brooke mentioned, be sure to go ahead and join us on Tuesday. And then also, I do believe we're going to go live again tomorrow since we're doing 21 days straight. So
21 days straight.
Excited to see you guys again. And we will let you guys have the rest of lunch to yourselves and resume class.
Thank you guys for being here. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to meet everybody. Bye.